Students, and welcome to Social Media Marketing Week 1 of 16. In this week, we are going to be learning an important skill as digital marketers. We're going to be taking on the role of a digital marketer, and that's a really important role that companies hire for. They hire digital marketers, content marketers, social engine optimization marketers, and social media marketers. And they all kind of do the same thing. We're going to stick with the name digital marketer for now. And so right now we're going to perform one of the basic elements of a digital marketer. And that is when you first step on the job, um, whether you're working for a company or whatever, your first job is to understand what their social media looks like and how it's all set up. And so we call that performing a content audit. We call that performing a content audit. So let's just imagine this. You're hired by a company as their digital marketer. So you're hired by a company as their digital marketer. Your first step, whenever you're hired as a digital marketer, your very first step is to do what? Well, it's to perform a content audit of their digital materials, their website, their social media, etc., and their competitors. So you're going to want to go out and you're going to want to look at what the company has already and what their competitors have. Do they have a website? Do they have Facebook material? Do they have Instagram, YouTube material that they've been publishing, etc.? And what is their competitors doing? And so you're going to want to get in the headspace there. What are you trying to find when you do this? Ooh, that's a good question. What are you trying to find? Well, you're trying to find obviously what they have and what they don't have, what content is engaging to their prospects and customers, and what content is not. So sometimes companies are posting content and it's just not engaging. And sometimes they're posting content and man, people fire up about it. And so you're going to want to find out what content is engaging and what's not. And then lastly, do they have a system to convert the target market to prospects and then prospects to customers? So do they have a system in place to do that? And we're going to talk a little bit about that right now. So this is called the sales funnel. This is called the sales funnel. And notice it's large at the top and it narrows as it gets down. And notice that there's a couple different stages as you go through it. Well, the first stage is awareness. The second stage is interest. The third stage is decision. And the fourth stage is action. So you can see them listed here. And so let's look at this in context. Let's imagine that you've been sent by your mom or dad to go buy a bag of chips. And so you're walking down Walmart aisle and you look at all the choices that you have in front of you, right? Well, you are walking down and you're kind of letting things catch your eye. So you're becoming aware of the different choices that you have. Interesting. So from a marketing perspective, we would say that you're in this top piece of the funnel. We're catching your awareness. Okay. Well, let's say we actually catch your eye with a bag of, I don't know, Fritos. So you stop and you actually like look at the Fritos and you're like looking at the chili cheese brand of the Fritos. Ooh. So now we have your interest. You're beyond awareness. Now you're down to interest. Now you're actually considering this product. Well, how do now maybe you've looked down at the price of those Fritos and they were too expensive. You don't have that amount of money. And so you look over one and you see this other brand here and it catches your interest. Well, first of all, it catches your awareness, then it catches your interest because, maybe it has a similar flavor as the other one. And then you look down at the price and you go, boom, I'm I need to make a decision based on price. So you look down at the price, it lines up with what you got, and look, you're reaching for it. That's the action. So you've driven down this funnel from awareness to interest to decision to action, and you picked up this bag of chips and put it in your cart. That's brilliant. So this is the sales funnel right here. Well, how do we apply every business this applies to? Every single business. So let's go check it out. We take target market, so our customers, our potential customers, we take our target market, we try to build awareness in them. Once we build awareness in them, we call them our prospects. And now we get our prospects and we try to get them interested in making a decision. And then we convert our prospects to customers and we get them to take an action by actually buying our product. So this is the flow. We take our target market, we turn them into prospects, and then we take our prospects and we turn them into our customers. Amazing. Well, it's the same way on social media. If you have a product, um, oftentimes what you'll do is you'll get out on social media and you'll broadcast it on social media. Maybe you'll create a short little video on YouTube, or post a bunch of cool stuff on Instagram and Facebook. And what you're doing is you're building awareness out there. Ooh, that's interesting. So you're building awareness and maybe interest, these high level funnel things out on social media. But check this out. Then when people are actually interested and want to make a decision, you have a link in here that points them to your website. Ooh, now on your website, you have action buttons, call to action buttons, buy now, sign up for a newsletter. These are call to actions. So, so it's really important to have these on your website because now people coming in from social media land on your website and they know exactly what to do. They can buy now. They can sign up for a newsletter. Amazing. So that's the sales funnel, and that's how it applies when we talk about social media. Well, back to content audit, what I've done is I have created our first project for us, and that's called the Content Audit Project. And what you're going to do is you're hired as a digital marketing consultant to help a local small business improve its web marketing. Man, this is such an important job because small businesses often don't know how to do any of this. And so they need help. So your first job obviously is to research the company's current web presence. So you're going to use the internet to answer some questions that I have below down here. So look at these questions. Um, And then here are the companies down here. So you get to pick any of these companies that you want. Pick one of them, and you're going to perform a content audit uh, answering these questions here. Now, you're going to put all of that into this presentation that I've given you. So here's the presentation. It's like 9 slides. So here's the presentation, 9 slides. And then I've given you questions to answer. So what is the goal of the business? How does it make money? Who are the customers? You can just, erase these and answer these questions. Here's all about the company's website. We call it the landing page, but really it's a website. And I've given you a place where you can put an image here. So take a screenshot of the company's landing page or banner or something like that, just to make, prove your point or add some graphics. And then add some, replace this and add your text here. And then get out on Facebook and see what they're doing on Facebook and Instagram, other social media, Google, and then so here is something in my rubric. So the way we read this rubric is like this. Whenever you read one of my rubrics, we start with, well, we notice that we have 3 columns. The first column is Be Brilliant. The second column is Must-Haves. And the third column is Room to Grow. Well, notice that this project is worth 50 points. Notice that the must-haves are 42 points and the room to grow are 30 points or less. So the way my rubrics work are like this. You start in the must-haves. So you start here and you complete all of these must-haves. So you literally just go down the checklist here and complete all of these must-haves. Then when you're done with this must-haves, you can go for the Be Brilliant. So these are above and beyonds. And this is like a B plus. This is how you go for the A. You do these extra, not extra, but like brilliant things that are like putting everything together and just going above and beyond. And so when I grade you, I'm going to be checking these off. Yep, they got this, they got this, they got this, they got this, they got this. Oh, and they did this, and they did this, 50 points. Wow, they went brilliant on that. Okay, but if you turn in the project and I go, yep, they got this, they got this, they got this. Oh, they didn't get this, or they didn't get this. Well, that puts you down in the room to grow category. And so that's how this rubric works. So we want to make sure to get all of these first, and then jump over here and try to get these, which is the Be Brilliance. So let's go out to Schoology and see what this looks like from a Schoology perspective. All right, so here is Schoology. When you log into Schoology, you're going to see that I named our folder Attract, Engage, and Delight Customers. And then I have our flywheel here, which we're going to learn a lot about this semester. And this is just a brilliant way to think about marketing, attracting customers, engaging them, and delighting them, all with the customer in the center. This is brilliant. This is like how you want to think about marketing. Okay, so I named our folder that. Let's click into it. Now I'm going to see a bunch of weeks here. I've built out all these weeks. You're only going to see week 1 or week 2 or whatever week we're on. So I'm going to click into week 1. You're going to see the video, obviously, that you're watching now, but you're also going to see our folders here, our reading for the week and our project for the week. Reading, RD, project, PJ. So if we look in the reading, we got a reading. So it's social media content. And then in the brackets, I have, hey, the direction. You should read this. And then I have our reading reflection for week 1. So here's the reflection. And here's how you reflect on this. So first of all, let's go back here. Obviously, you're going to read this. So click in here. It brings you to a website. The 15-minute social media audit everyone can do. So we're going to start here. Read this. This is brilliant stuff. This is going to teach you what you need to know. So read that. Then you're going to come down to the reflect. And it says, after reading the blog, social media content audit, answer the following questions. Number 1, What is a social media content audit? Minimum 2 sentences. Number 2, why is it important to do a social media content audit? Minimum 2 sentences. What are the 3 details you learned from the thing? Minimum 3 sentences. So after reading that, you're going to come in here and you're going to type number 1 and you're going to answer the question. Blah, 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 blah. Great. Number 2, why is it important to do a social media content? Okay, I'm going to answer that. Blah, 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 blah. Now, obviously, these should be based on the reading that you did. We're not just pulling answers out of the air. You're going to be basing them on the reading. So make sure that your answers come from that. Blah, 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 blah. And then number 3, what are 3 details you learned from the blog? This is the blog around that. So you're going to say, I learned number 1, blah, 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 blah. And then you post that. So that's how you do it. All right. So that's the reading and the reflection. Now, what about the project? Let's go look at the project. Well, we have our instructions and our rubric here. So that's what I was showing you here. Here's our instructions and our rubric. And again, that's going to have all the kind of questions I want you to think about and answer, and that's going to have the companies that I've kind of pre-selected for you that you can pick one. All right. Well, it also has a template for the presentation. So you click here and grab that presentation, and that is this right here. So go make a copy of this and save it to your folder, and then you can, put your company name here, and then the company that you chose, the logo, and then start filling all this out. This is what you're going to turn in and kind of present. All right. And then guess what? The Dropbox for week 1. This is where you're going to drop the presentation. Interesting. So you're going to take this presentation and drop it in here. So that's perfect. That's exactly what we're going to do. Now, what about timelines here? I set the due date for, let me get back here. I set the due date for week 1. Let's get into here. Thursday night for your reading and reflection. And then I set the due date for your project Saturday night. So, that's the due date for both of those. So I wouldn't wait too long. I'd get on it. And I'm really excited to see the work that you guys are going to produce. Remember, get all the must-haves and then go for the above and beyond. That's how it works. All right, guys. Well, I'm really excited to see the work you guys are going to do. And remember, we are learning the actual skills of a digital marketer. It's brilliant. This is what they actually do and get paid for, and it's so much fun. So good luck, and reach out if you have questions.